Ethan waves his maiden to come and clean up his desk.
Right? Like at the end of
I'm
the
not
day.
defending Israel. I
No,
know
no,
Israel.
I'm not saying this to defend Israel. I'm
Israel,
saying it didn't work.
They had a joint operation with the South Americans to build nuclear bombs. I know they love them. Thank you. So I'm not.
No, that's not what I meant. The reason why I mentioned that is because
Such inappropriate, out of touch, and overall icky ass behavior. Why is he calling her like if she's a dog? Like, can he communicate or just fucking wait until the stream is done? Oh, I have a better idea. Why not do it yourself? Wasn't he literally trashing XQC for like the same fucking thing? That man is so sick in the head, it's not even funny anymore. He's gesturing like he's a king on his throne. I've got one question. Have you ever been on a call at work and someone comes to your office or cubicle? Because I have, and I've also waved plenty of people in as if they were bringing me something. It's a common occurrence in reality and rarely has some negative meaning behind it. My brother, you are capable of using your mouth. Those that clean and serve you are human beings. I can't believe I have to say this, but they deserve respect and being treated as equals. Ethan's not in a surgery or a life-ending situation. He's just in a fucking stream. He's able to communicate, bro. Oh my god. If I had to guess, it sounds like she probably just didn't know if like she could be on camera. And he's like, yeah, you're good. He literally says thank you afterwards. Like, Jesus. Doesn't Hassan do this shit to his fucking mom? Like, my God.
With the socials as well.
Okay, so let me think here. Would it be wise to give a estimate on the cost of doing business here?
I mean, that's totally your prerogative if you want to share that information.
I have no clue.
Let's see. So we have 12 employees. I think I can estimate the salary on average. We're going to put in like our mortgage on the building and all that kind of stuff.
Also more expensive because you're in Los Angeles.
Where's he shoot out of?
Austin, which is still expensive, but like ain't no way is his real estate, his mortgage that expensive.
I would say we're probably looking at about $1.5 million per year.
Overhead?
Yeah. Maybe more. Maybe a little bit more.
I would guess around the same.
The podcast costs about $1.5 million a year to produce, according to Ethan and Dan, including salary for 12 employees, the building rental costs, and other expenses. Hypothetically, as a thought experiment, if we were to get rid of all the other costs and only look at salary, $1.5 million divided among 12 is $125K per person if they were all getting paid equally without any other expenses. So on average, most of them are making way less than $125K per person, probably in the 5 digits. LA is a pretty expensive place to live. We all know that Ethan and Hila live in a $9 million mansion, directly/indirectly flaunting their money, and Hila wearing fugly clothing that costs hundreds of dollars each. Hundreds of dollars? Okay. I'm not 100% sure on this, but I don't think any of the crew members even own their own home. Ethan and Hila mooch off the crew. Let's be honest, they wouldn't have the audience they have for their podcast if it weren't for the crew. But first of all, isn't this just one podcast they do? This is only one of their shows. Ethan and Hila do the least amount of work for the podcast but make the most amount of money. Ethan basically just shows up and reacts to something or takes an uneducated guess because he's tired from playing video games all night. I'm almost certainly sure the crew doesn't make enough for a living off the podcast alone, yet the podcast wouldn't exist without them. Kinda unfair if you ask me. Literally, capitalism. Didn't Ethan and Hila spend 10 plus years making content and building the brand H3 to the point that it is now that anyone would even want to watch the content? Not to mention fronting all the initial cash to get the podcast off the ground in the first place. Negative 20. Loser. Downvoted. Downvote. Loser. Loser. Imagine this guy thinking any of his opinions matter. If the man with the resources to build a factory entitled to the is he typed? Is the man with the resources to build a factory entitled to the lion's share of the profit generated by his workers within that factory in perpetuity? The very same workers that are the lifeblood of his company. Without them, there are no profits. How long till they start to deserve a say? 10 years? 20 years? 100? 1,000? Based response. If the crew are making on average 80 to 90K a year, I'd be surprised. That isn't a terrible salary, but with LA's high cost of living, it's not fantastic either. Bro, how much work do you think the people do for this fucking show? Like, are they on, first of all, are they hired for just this show? Is he talking about the overhead for every podcast or for just this podcast or what? Like, what is he even, also, imagine you work a show, like, and you just like do production for like a little online podcast. You're making like 80,000 a year. That's pretty good. That's a pretty sweet gig. Yeah, like I'm curious, like what are the hours for each of these guys? Like, are these guys working like 8 hours a day, 5 days a week? And like, yeah, I don't know. This is so dumb. People like Hassan have gaslit their audience into believing you can't get by in LA under 200K a year. Yeah, Jesus. This one person has 20 alts talking Destiny, legit mentally ill behavior. Someone in another comment section pointed out the guy has like 20 alts, including with thousands and thousands of comments, the same writing style, all just talking Destiny other subs, specifically H3H3 Productions and H3H3 Productions. Like, no shot is any of this normal. How does he know that they're the same person? Wait, this is all the same account, these 4, right? It's probably Caseytron. What's annoying is she'll reply to your comment with 1 to 3 schizo posts, then immediately block you. And then when you edit your comment to put your reply, she'll bring another account to schizo post at you 1 to 3 more times, then immediately block again. Rinse 3 to 4 times. While all the time accusing you of running away. Even accusing me of being on an alt, then called me delusional for trying to deny I'm an alt while they're on their 5th alt account. Ironic, that person was absolutely delusional, feral, and needs psychiatric help. I ended up facing the most terminally online Reddit I've ever seen. Edit, long read with multiple trees because she's schizo, but perfectly shows the mental illness. Wait, what the fuck? Wait, all the comments are deleted, bruv. Oh, look, the easily beaten pussy is back with another tantrum. Don't run, pussy. You can't block your way. Who is this? Oh, no surprise. What annoying. Okay. It's not our fault. You're too scared to address the facts. The fact that you can't refute, just crying what facts doesn't refute the facts, dumbass. Trax is literally on record telling Destiny he doesn't want him to call him the N-word. What the fuck? What? When did this happen? I only called Trax the N-word like 4 times. All you do is block your betters after they all of you and then create new accounts like a mentally ill loser. Straight Destiny cowardice as usual. I like how people just invent like just totally new pieces of information about me. Destiny never called any streamer the N-word, which is why Trax told him not to do it. Why not just post a clip of me calling like someone the N-word? Wouldn't that be like the easiest thing to do? And then you'd totally own this guy.
After the slaves were freed, did they go out and kill like every white person in America? No. So why are you guys using this argument of, but what are the Palestinians gonna do to the Israelis if we free them?
Because African Americans weren't enslaved because they were violent. African Americans were just enslaved because America wanted slaves. They didn't do anything to be enslaved, right? The embargoes and the fence and everything around the Gaza Strip were a response to, I didn't want to say perceived violence because it's bullshit. They were a response to like violent attacks, right? So the idea that this girl is actually 15, okay, I don't know. Why am I responding to this? Okay. Oh, I can't do this. Not today. I can't do this. This is retarded.